Hey guys, this is a general reading for Scorpio for August 2019. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have significant Scorpio in your chart, if you're just drawn to this video, if you're cross-watching, like for another sign. If this doesn't resonate with you, please check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever you're drawn to, significant placements in your chart of the other videos that I either have out or will be coming out of mine. If this doesn't resonate, or for more of a complete picture, I don't know if I said that. Energy is fluid, so some, none, or all of this may apply. It may have already happened. It could be happening now. It may happen in the future. It may not happen at all. I keep seeing things. I could read this as you. It could be someone else around you. It could flip-flop. I could read this as love. It could be career. So just take what fits. Leave the rest. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. Thank you so much for those of you who have inquired about donating and have donated to the channel for like the give, take, even reciprocity. And if this has helped you, if you are interested, information is in the description box below. The PayPal address or PayPal information and my email address. For service information, all the information is in the description box below. Please read it all, including the disclaimer. If you still have questions, email me, but it saves me time. A lot of people get to my email and then they just email me. So try to read it all if you can. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. But thank you so much for those of you who contribute through the donations, through the services, through also just helping out with the channel by liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, even if I can't, respond to all of them, because it helps promote the videos, promote my channel, also get the message out for other people who need help. Also, I will put all the links for the decks that I use. They'll be pinned in the top comment in the comment section below. So you can just click on the link and where I get it, the exact, deck. You don't have to worry if you got the right one. I do get a little bit of commission, but it's at no extra cost to you. So it's just a way of supporting my channel by doing what you would normally do anyways. Like I said, at no extra cost to you, but it's there also so you know which one it is and you're sure you're getting the right deck. All of these ways help me and help my channel. So I take, most of this money and put it towards helping myself and further investing, learning new things and healing so that I can turn around and heal other people during these times. Not heal, but help other people during these times because they really need it. And most of this I can do distant wise. So it helps me on my path and my mission of what I'm trying to do. Such as I've already became Master Holy Fire Reiki, so I'll start teaching classes and doing Reiki. I do Reiki now, but I'll start teaching classes in the beginning of the year. This month I'll be doing my third direction of shamanic training, and then in 2020, if everything goes according to plan, I'll start plant spirit medicine. So just stuff like that. Is it two more things? Well, one of them at least is please remember I'm on my healing journey. So I get out what I can. Hopefully, within the next month or two, I'll be able to be more consistent. But I get out the videos that I'm drawn to and that I can, and in between my time. And I have a lot of stuff going on, and I'm, figuring things out, doing things, also healing, and just a lot of things going on, and also my own health and everything like that I'm working through, improving, doing things and stuff. So I do what I can. If I don't get to your sign, I try to rotate them out and all of that, but don't take it personally, okay? I don't like any signs more than the other. So if you think that way, I hope you heal through that. I hope you get through that, but that's not me. Don't project that onto me. That's you, and I hope you work through that. I think that's it. If there's something else, I'll say it, but Scorpio. It's not a very heavy energy. There is a lot going on though. I feel it's actually light. I feel like this is actually building off your last one I did though, where it's like, it was almost like I was feeling things that were set in motion for you. I think some of you even by your own doing, like by your own setting up, by your own manipulation, and sometimes even in that Scorpio way where like Sometimes you do stuff, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you could just inch something over knowing what somebody's going to do and just knowing everything's going to fall into place just because of what they do. So it's like you do it, but you don't do it, like that weird thing. So it's almost like it's falling into place, maybe. Yeah, because this is definitely something I feel is more you're like, I feel a little resistance to it. And I don't know if it's a scared thing, am I doing the right thing? Am I going to regret this? Not so much, but a little bit of that. Maybe even like something hard and ingrained within you that you're choosing to work out of. So on one hand, you're like super excited about it because you don't want it anymore, but it's almost like I feel an egoic aspect of that where it's holding on to just very ingrained beliefs or thoughts or also a little bittersweet. I mean, even though Scorpios are kind of like, you know, they have a certain whatever and can be kind of cold or kind of sneaky or kind of whatever, there is a loyalty still to Scorpios. Obviously, I feel males and females are different. The male Scorpios I know are for the most part different than the female Scorpios I know, but either way, there still is a loyalty there, and you still just have to see with that particular person, whoever it is, what their particular loyalty is. So even if there's, you know, just stuff, you know, there's still that loyalty, there's still that connection, there's still that bittersweet type of stuff. You know, it's not like you guys are heartless. I mean, some of you guys can be, but so can some of any sign, really. But I just get this vibe of like, you want what you want. Now, some of you have set this up. And some of you have not necessarily. I'm going to see more as I get channeling and going in. But it is working out for you. So let's just get started. In the center of your reading, you have the Seven of Wands. So, you know, you're probably feeling very defensive, like you're having to defend yourself. People are coming at you. You might feel like you're in a higher position than them. I don't think that really matters. But you are having, I do think you're having to defend yourself, and I do think you are defensive. What's crossing you is the Ace of Pentacles. So, I mean, this could be about money, like having to defend yourself about money or fighting about money, people coming at you about money. Maybe this could even be a work environment where, you know, you're above a lot of people and it's really becoming stressful. And maybe people at work are really coming at you, or the people that you're above, maybe even in like supervisor role or something like that, like how he's above them. They're really coming at you. You're having to defend yourself. Maybe why? Oh. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe you got a raise or a new job. Let's try to look and see. What's the Seven of Wands about? Some of you might also be waiting on a raise or deciding what to do. Is this worth all my efforts? Is this worth the money? Am I going to get what I'm promised? Is it worth it even if I do get what I'm promised? Maybe even thinking you'll never get what you're promised. So this is going to go two ways, or it might even be both, because my first indication I got from this was a relationship. And this is starting to turn financial. So apply it to your life as necessary, but also trying to figure out what somebody wants to do. They're really trying to figure it out. Like, they're trying to stay balanced, but trying to figure out what you want to do. And you're waiting on your ships to come in. You're waiting on what you thought or you feel is coming, maybe even what you've been promised. And it's not. It's either like everything that is coming to you, you're like, this is no good, I don't want this. This is no good, I don't want this. This isn't what I was promised. This isn't what I want. This isn't good enough. Like, you're just indifferent about everything. You just either want to work on yourself or you feel like you deserve better. That's a lot of what I'm getting to. Like, yeah, you feel like you deserve better. You want better. And I feel like possibly stuff that you've been being silent about. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, for the sake of time, I'm not going to show you every card I'm pulling. This is for my channeling. But I feel like a lot of the stuff you've been being silent about and maybe even complacent, like, even though it doesn't look like you're being complacent, or maybe you're going to start being complacent. Maybe you're usually complacent and now you're like, it depends. Scorpios are different. Some of them are very like, totally. Some of them are just quiet. And then some of them, you know, they're quiet, but so it's almost like, I don't know if you've been warning people or giving people the like, or it's just been building up in you, or giving people like kind of those warnings. Like, this is how many warnings, like, you're like warning, like, I'm warning you. I'm like, you're getting close to that almost like eruption, like a volcano thing. Like, because I almost see, I don't know why, but when I looked at these two cards, almost like that that Scorpio eye that Scorpios have, or that look, or that just warning thing that I mean, I don't even think you have to really be empathic or aware of energy to realize it, because like, it's almost like I just see an eye staring at me, you know, when it's like this, and it's like, I don't think you can contain something much longer. And I think you're starting to realize that. Whether you feel like what you've been waiting for is not coming in, or it's just whatever it's not satisfactory. And you're starting to not only realize this, but you're starting to even maybe communicate this. And hopefully, maybe not, you haven't held it back so long that you're just starting to like either sting or fire out the mouth. Like, just, you don't, oh yeah, see, look, there's a Page of Swords twice. Yeah, like, Like, just to a point where you're either telling people about it or like you just don't even care anymore about holding it back or hurting people's feelings. Or it's like I get this vibe where it's like I've warned them. You know, I've warned them, and they just keep coming. They just keep coming. And so now you're just like, you know, feel my wrath. Like, I don't know if you could see, but like, look how red he is. He, she, I don't know. It's a page. It's probably a she, but, like, she, which is weird because this other one's not red. I don't know why this one's red. But, and you're like starting to like, just be like, I don't care, and like take action and move forward, because you're starting to realize like, you want and deserve more. And you're going to start to take action on that. And for like career, so let me hit on career real quick and then I'll go to relationship. You're realizing that what you've been waiting on career-wise is not coming in. And you want to leave it and go towards something else. At the very least, if it's not going to be to the status you want, you better enjoy it. And you're going to make it happen, is the way you're seeing yourself, because it just sucks in your environment. Basically, you want to go on a new path and you want to go towards something you feel better about. And the way they're seeing you is you're letting them know. Like, you're letting them know. And I'll show you these cards and you'll see why I'm saying this when I go back around. You're hoping that you manifest out of this uncomfortability you've been in. And you fear staying in this Four of Cups, which is showing up again of, it's just what you're waiting for is not coming in, and everything that does come in is just not satisfactory. You don't want it. You don't like it. It's not good enough. You're just like about it. It's like you're not interested. And the likely outcome is you end up integrating that within yourself, or you make a head over heart decision. Like, you end up making the decision to do it, or like you make the decision to more go after what you want. And although it might be scary, I think this ends up working out for you. There's also a very balanced energy of a masculine and feminine energy here, which is kind of why it's showing as the Lovers, masculine and feminine. So yeah, there's that for career. Relationship wise, again, I feel like you feel like people are coming at you and you're having to defend yourself a lot, and you're just tired of it. Same thing. You've been giving them, again, you just for some reason have been taking, at least in your perception, have been taking hit after hit after hit after hit, kind of like even sacrificing. Maybe even also to the point, honestly, where you're kind of so done with some situation, or at least in the moment, to where you're like trying to keep people away from you. Like how he's up on this ledge and there's all these people that are like, they want to come up with you. They either want to come up with you or they want to hold you down. And you're like keeping them at bay. You're like, no, you're not. You're not coming up here with me. Maybe even like at a point where it's like every man out for himself, which is funny because when I cut the cards, the Five of Swords came up, which is very much about mind games, or, you know, it's just about winning and losing, like who's going to win, and strategy. Like really nobody wins, but it's like at that point when it gets to the Five of Swords, like it's either you or it's me, you know, and then here you are like, well, only one of us can fit on this thing and it's going to be me and I'm going to make sure of it. But they could have either been coming at you and you've just like had enough. You're starting to like just, you're starting to go, or I think you're just tired of being in this position. And then you might have even realized because of the fact that you've been pushing other people away from you. And I don't know if it's rightfully so or not. It's either like for some reason you thought it had to be either you or them, and that's a perception of yours. Maybe you're in a lack mentality, or literally it was or something, and you realize you've been backed into a corner and now you're like, well, damn, there's no growth for me here. Which is funny because he's wearing like all green and stuff. So it could be like literally there's no growth, or like you could also, no. Shit. Hold on a second. Okay. So what I was saying was you might even have been having like a lot of offers coming at you. Like people wanting to be with you. Because what made me think of that was the green with the heart. Like you've been blocking your heart off for whatever reason. And you're just like, no. Like either you think you're above them, or it's just, I'm wearing green. But you think you're above them, or they're not good enough for you or something. Like you want better, or you just, because I don't feel like a heart shutdown, although it might be. Tell me about the green. Some of you might have been saving yourself for somebody. I want to look at it. So I feel like this is kind of important, but I do think some of you have been waiting and saving yourself, maybe heart-wise, for somebody, but you've also been closing yourself off, you know, heart-wise, because other stuff happening. And it's bittersweet. But I do feel like no. Hold on 1 second. Let me see something. So you know, you're kind of having faith through this. Maybe some of you might even know something spiritually, but you're kind of believing, like, it's like, okay, so this might be a small part of you, but where it's like you know something you're going to do with your heart. And you can't do it in this situation, so you're kind of blocking it off. You're blocking attempts, or you just may not want it right now. Or just nothing's to your standards. But there is an unfortunate situation too. Like some of you might literally be getting out of a situation and something's closing, because clearly something's closing too and going to something else. And the bittersweet is like where there's a celebration and a sorrow, obviously, like bittersweet. So the passing of all things is inevitable. Whenever is happening may require release. This card could represent unexpected news. Parents often make difficult decisions not supported by their children. Can I see the strength in the choices of others? Hidden blessings, celebration tempered by sadness. Protecting someone, ability to honor others, new horizons. So it's like literally saying too how there's a really sad event, but there's a happy event at the same time. Like we celebrate in the midst of grief. The celebration has been planned for the birthday child. We cannot tell the child that our hearts are not joyous. If merriment rules in the home this day, so does sorrow that a child cannot see. God bless you, departed friend. God bless you, birthday child. So, that's like a little offshoot of this thing. But it's definitely like, this is a bittersweet, like, and I said that in the beginning of the reading too, how, you know, like I said, Scorpios have a lot of stigma on them about, you know, just being cold and, I don't know, you know, you get it, you've heard it or whatever, but there is a loyalty that also goes along with them. Especially if you were tight-knit, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like part of the family type thing. And there is a bittersweetness that goes along with it, you know, and you, a part of the heart or a part of the whatever. And it's like on one hand, you're wearing it there, kind of like me, like on my shirt where it's green and his kind of weird, but I don't know. But you know, he's wearing the shirt, like his heart on his sleeve. Like you're not hiding the fact that this is important, and you're not hiding that it's sad, but you are at a point though now to where even though you may not be totally hiding it, you are starting to guard it and block it off. And part of the reason might be that you know it's what you need to do, and you need to start to pull your heart back to protect it. And some of you just because it is what it is right now, and some of you know because you're about to go invest it somewhere else, or you're going to try to. But people might really be coming at you, and you know, on one hand, you're kind of not ecstatic, but it's a relief, and you're like going after what you really want, like your heart's desire now. And these people either can't go, or they don't understand, or they're coming after you for it, or it's like this is something you're either going to have to do alone, or your decision will be alone. Like you're not going to be supported in this decision. And it's a new beginning. And it could be one or both, as far as it could just be about money and a job. It could be about a new relationship. And this was kind of left for my cards. You're going to have strength during this. I didn't pull it, but it was just left behind. So I guess it was meant to be. Like you're really going to have and exude strength and discipline during this time. Because it's going to be something that you'll be either going alone, or you won't have much support. And it could be either financially, it could be like relationship-wise, it could be both. And I feel like you've made this decision. like, to take action on this. In your foundation, you have the Page of Swords. So you could be speaking this, or you could just be being pushed into this decision because you're just like really angry. Maybe you've just even decided it, and because people are coming at you about this decision, you've just kind of had enough. You might have even, like I said earlier, been warning them about it, either giving them those little, all right now, you know, like pre-things, like you're about to not like what comes if you keep going further type things. And you're either doing that or you've passed that and you're starting to just get mouth. Let's pull it on it. Tell me about Page of Swords. Strength. Might want to watch too how you do talk though, especially if you have certain people around that, you know, you can hurt them or whatever. Because I don't think you're the only person here with your heart involved, but I think you're trying, like you're really trying to just mind your P's and Q's. Tell me about the Page of Swords. Does she have strength? You know what direction you want to take. Yeah. And you know, okay, so that's, you know, the Page of Swords. It's deciding it and possibly even saying it. Like, you are not confused. You know what direction you want to take and take action on. And you're going to need to have strength and discipline, because even if it's something that you want to do, it's going to be heartbreaking. It's bittersweet. And you know, it's probably going to be a little bit of like rough, like, you know, some arguing, some words, like some quick action, some craziness. People honestly trying to keep you stuck. They're going to try to hold you back and keep you where you are. Which you don't want, because there's something you figured out. This could be both, again, but that you want to be with someone else or somewhere else or whatever. Some of you, it's going to be hard, because what's going to tempt you to stay stuck and what's going to tug at your heartstrings is your kids. Like hangman perception, but being stuck, like sacrifice, and then Six of Cups could be either past nostalgia or kids. Because I feel like maybe some of you have already done this for so long and sacrificed because of your kids. And it's part of why you're like, I don't know, like you just either can't take anymore, or you're just like, I need better. Like it's, again though, it's like that me versus them. Like, not only it's the people around you who are like, you should do this because of this. You're wrong if you don't do this. This is just wrong. That's blah, blah, blah. Well, so-and-so did this, or you should do this. Well, you know, you need to be grown up about it. You need to not be selfish about it. You need to blah, 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 blah. Like, and then it's like, and now, you know, it's probably going down to, if you do have kids, like, is it me versus the kids? And, so just a little quick, like, snippet of something or piece of advice, like, just something to take into your mind as you're going and thinking about this. Children always have something to deal with, no matter what it is. Whether, like, say if you're, you know, if you stay together and you're unhappy, your kids are going to get repercussions from that, and they're going to have to deal with that. if you are not around them or you split up, there are things the kids are going to have to deal with and repercussions from that. It's literally one of those things. On one hand, you have to choose the lesser of two evils. And for two, you have to be happy first and foremost. Because if you're not there for your kids, like if you're not able to be there, you're not going to be able to be there for your kids anyways. If you're falling apart, you're not going to be able to be there for your kids anyways. Your kids do not do what you say, they do what you do. They may do it when they're little, but trust me, when they get older, they do what you do. And then it becomes their own responsibility to change their patterns if they don't like it anymore. Therefore, you have to be careful of what they see, and then that's the other thing too. Like, would you want your kids to be in an unhappy situation? Would you want your kids to feel stuck? Would you want your kids to not stand up for themselves and to do what they believe is right and in their soul what is right? Not so much society and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, to some degree you have to evolve, you do have to sacrifice in certain things, but evolving and sacrificing do not include selling your own soul out. Because what happens when somebody grows and evolves is they do it because their own soul is screaming at them, I'm not happy, this isn't working anymore, which is probably what's going on here. So this is your soul screaming out. This isn't you. I mean, partially you're going to have to grow up and evolve, but it's a soul thing. It's not like, oh, you're just being selfish. Like, no, because when that happens, you can just shift your perception and work out of it and sacrifice, and then you just get happier and go along. If you keep sacrificing and sacrificing and sacrificing, and it's not getting better, like you're not finding that evolution or that growth or that whatever, then it may not be something you need to like grow up on. It might just be something that it's not a good situation for you. And when kids watch us, we lead by example. And I would think a Scorpio out of anybody would want to understand that they would want to teach their kids, discipline and knowledge and to think and to see, but at the same time to do what's in their heart and not what society tells them to do, not do what patterns tell them to do. I mean, I know to some degree there is a little rigidity and control a lot of times to Scorpios. But at the end of the day, if you break out of that and you break it down and someone says it to you and they're like, hey, one of the biggest things I think Scorpios, they're one of the biggest signs of that. That's like of doing what you want to do and following your heart and what your soul speaks to you. I would think Scorpio would be one of the biggest cheerleaders of that. So show that, think about that. Just a little thing to think about as far as like, this seems like a generational pattern thing to break out of. And your kids will be happiest first and foremost, the best chance they can have by you evolving yourself and leading by example and being happy. Because I've seen situations where people have stayed together and just because like the father's or mother's there, they're still emotionally checked out. They're checked out. They're not available for the kids anyways. which means they're either don't talk when they're home, they're always on their cellular devices, they're always working, they're missing things. Like the things, I mean, to some degree, kids are kids anyways, you're emotional, like you're going to get like wounds over misunderstandings anyways, because you're a kid, your logical part, your cognitive development has not kicked in yet. But still, you know, like, you get what I'm saying. I'm not going to keep going on this. You get what I'm saying. So either way, they have lessons. The way you can help your kid out the most, if this is what it is, or even your own soul, whatever, is by being happy and growing and you being able to give advice because you walked that path. Not giving advice because society told you it's what you should do and you're regurgitating that information. But because it's the lessons you've learned while walking your journey, the sacrifices you've made. Like back in the day with like Native Americans used to sit around the fire and talk and share stories through the generations, the lineage. Yes, some of them were passed down, but some of them, they had rites of passage. They went through it themselves. It was learned lessons. Not just, oh, don't do this. It's fear-based mentalities being passed down. This is right, this is wrong, blah, blah. No. And then they don't tell them what to do either. They tell them stories. So when those children come along those situations in their lifetimes, they remember that seed that was planted so they can apply it to help guide them. Not tell them what to do, not control them, and come from a balanced place. That's the biggest thing I think I'm getting at is regardless whether kids are involved or not, or this is just your life or whatever, you need to be balanced. And something about this, because you've been holding all this down and sacrificing and fighting off and blah, 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 more than your typical rebellious self, you're becoming unbalanced. So, and I feel like the reason you've lasted that long for most of you is because of childhood ingrained beliefs, children, or a possible soulmate situation. I'm sorry to go that long, but if it helped one person, it was worth it. But just things are changing, and I think you guys are just honestly bringing down the judgment and the truth. In your past or recent past, you have the Page of Pentacles. So, I mean, this might be this new beginning you've thought of, which maybe it's school, maybe it's a new job, maybe it's a new learning something. Something that will grow and that you can learn about. Tell me about the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, something that is going to honestly be more of a challenge that might excite you. It might piss people off too, but it's going to grow you a level of stability. It's going to grow you in ranks. It's going to be more of what you feel like you deserve. It'll spiritually challenge you. I don't think you feel spiritually challenged. And it's honestly what your soul wants, and it's just the new beginning. Like, you just, honestly, you just know you're supposed to do it. What's in your thoughts is you have the Three of Wands. You have the Seven of Swords. And you have the Six of Cups. So again, waiting on your ships to come in, maybe feeling like you've done everything you can do, and realizing it's not coming in, and you've maybe even been deceiving yourself. But I think it's like you moving away from it. I think it might be you moving away from a situation. Like, again, sacrifice might have been because of kids, past childhood beliefs, blah, 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 but also a soulmate situation. And you're like waiting for something to come in and it's just not, or whatever. And I think you're kind of like thinking about sneaking away from it. And kind of like, as you're like sneaking away. And I don't know, like, in your likely future, you have the Knight of Cups. So maybe taking action and going after something that's important to you and that you like. Maybe it's even a person. It could be just this career thing. Something, again, that'll help you grow in stability, like the King of Pentacles. Or it could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I more get it as a Taurus because of the bulls. And maybe you've been waiting on it and it's not coming. So you're either like, okay, this isn't coming, or you're waiting on it, it's not coming, and you're leaving something, or you're leaving to go towards this thing you've been waiting on. Because some of you, it's not going to be everybody, some of you have a very spiritual connection, because I could feel it when I was laying down the cards, and it was really confirmed in these two oracle cards, which I'll leave. It's almost like you're leaving a situation that you do love and have loyalty towards, and it sucks, honestly, that has to come apart. But there is something that some of you, like, your souls, yeah, like your souls are just yearning for somebody or something else. And you want to go and offer your love to that. Maybe you're tired of waiting. Or maybe you don't even want to walk towards that right now, and you just want to go, you know, do your own thing right now. I don't know. We'll just go on and see. But how you see yourself, you have Justice. So you might be in the middle of a divorce. There might be court proceedings, or you have to go to someone else to help you with the decision, which is also why you may have the King of Swords at the bottom, is you might have to have somebody who has an unbiased decision help you navigate all these energies and have it be fair. But I think you're also deciding, because like I said, his heart is there. Like you're not trying to be like, I don't care about the situation. No, I don't care. You're like, yeah, I care, but you have to keep it at bay and have it where people can't get to it or touch it. You're kind of like protecting it. And how you see yourself, the Justice card, you know, it's like a judge. You know what I mean? Like a judge, they don't have an interest in the situation. They're coming from a non-egoic, non-emotional standpoint. It's pure just logic and what is fair and right. And I think you're trying, for one, you're probably seeking this type of advice or counsel, but I think you're also trying to look at things from that standpoint. Tell me about the Justice card. Yeah, so you have King of Pentacles. It's also very, King of Pentacles is a very, you know, kind of established but fatherly card. And that's why I say, I don't know if some of you are going to run to this other connection right away. You might. But you might also play for a little while first. Just to, like, for one, get these energies out of you, get balanced again, build your money up, get more secure, get right, and just be more where you want to be. I think sacrificing for this situation has, in your mind at the very least, if not health-wise and energetic-wise, taken a toll on you. I keep getting this feeling in the pit of my stomach where, like, I want to cry. And I don't know. I don't know if that's I can feel what you feel, and that's what it does to me. Like, I feel for you. Or if it's just, you know, my way of feeling what you're feeling. I don't really know. But it doesn't feel good. I know that. And you're just wanting to do what's right, wanting to do what's balanced, and you don't want to think from the heart anymore. You want to just honestly just do what you need to do, like a judge, like slamming the gavel. It's done, and so it is, type thing, you know. You're just being very, and they could be seeing you as being cold, but you're just being like, I'm doing what I need to do, type thing. What's in your environment is 5 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Star. So, I mean, I don't know if this is you or someone else, but they could be seeing you as, it's just a very cold, maybe there's money issues, but very just struggling along energy and going after something, like going after your desire, going after your dreams, going after your destiny, healing, all that type of stuff. So I don't know if just you're doing this. I don't know if both of you are doing this. Maybe the situation has gotten to where just both of you need to go do this. Yeah, like the end of a cycle. So maybe both of you are. Somebody is. But or this just might be the energy around where it's gotten so bad that any path out of it, like, is better than what is going on. I don't feel any more from that to say, but how they see you is the Judgment. Like, you've realized this, you're stating your judgment, like you hear the call, you're like, nope, this is it, this is what's going on. I mean, this could be for the Scorpio, could be for a cross watcher, but yeah, like you just know it and you're speaking it, and it just is what it is. Judgment is also, you know, a Scorpio type energy card, and you're just like laying down the law. So that might also be why you see yourself as this too, like you're just laying down the law. It might actually be you. That's funny, because right as I say that, the Judgment comes up too. So you might actually be utilizing that energy around you, obviously, especially if someone's getting divorced. But you have the Justice card as you see yourself, because you're laying down the law. It is what it is, and they see you as the Judgment because, again, you're laying down the law. It is what it is. Like, enough's enough, enough chances, enough warning, enough whatever. What's in your hopes? You have the 9 of Wands, you have the Magician, and you have the 9 of Swords. So I think obviously, you know, you are wanting to heal. Like, I almost see they like line up with the cards I listed underneath them. So I almost see that you're wanting to heal from this 5 of Pentacles energy, and you're wanting to manifest a new direction, and you're wanting to come out of the anxiety and, you know, heal. You want an end of a certain situation, end of a relationship, maybe to go towards a relationship, but at the very least you want an end of a certain relationship because it's just something that is just not satisfying to you anymore. It's been a lot of work. You need a change in energy around you. It's brought you just anxiety and sleepless nights, and it's just no good. And your likely future, you have the Lovers card. So let's check out the Lovers. I do feel a type of spiritual relationship with this. I also do feel an integration of your own energies, your masculine and your feminine. A balance. There's definitely a balance. Tell me about the Lovers here. So, a new beginning, Could be very passionate, could be very sexual. It will make you feel good about yourself. Yeah. So, I mean, there's definitely balance for some of you to gain your independence and build a strong foundation. Like, you want to build yourself back up. So, at the very least, you're going to go after something that's important to you, whether it's career, creative stuff, relationship, whatever, both, all of the above, whatever it is. And you're going to build yourself back up. Whatever you've been around has been like doing the opposite of it, at least in your perspective. And you want to go after this new beginning, maybe something you're passionate about. I don't really know. But at first, it'll give you a level of independence, a level of confidence, rebuilding yourself back up. And then hopefully give you a level of stability. Maybe rebuild a new family, but a level of stability. Because you have the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. So could be twin flame or spiritual relationship, whatever. King of Pentacles. Yeah, like you're literally want to go towards manifesting. Like you have the Chariot, the Six of Swords, manifesting what? Balance, manifesting what? What you've been waiting on. What have you? Some of you, it could be options. So it could be some of you literally just to have your options and do your own thing and have your own fun and start a new cycle on that. Some of you, it could be something or somebody coming back around that you've wanted. Like I guess you could say like your wish come true in this weird kind of way, but your queen. And I say queen because you know, you're Scorpio, so I would say you would probably normally, I mean, although it's kind of ironic because you're not really coming up as the King of Cups. You're coming up as the King of Swords, possibly even the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. The only cup card of a court that I've seen you coming up as the Knight of Cups. So I don't know if that's because you're holding yourself back emotionally. But anyways, you would be normally the King of Cups, and I think what some of you, what you've been wanting is the Queen, like your Queen, the Queen of Cups. Maybe you want to go chase her down. You have Knight of Wands. What's up with the Knight of Wands? Maybe she got away. Oh. So some of you, you just want to find your queen. Some of you want maybe even the freedom to be able to figure it out between multiple people or between like a few top contenders or two contenders. Like maybe you're seen as the Knight of Wands and it's between a Queen of Cups and a Queen of Pentacles. The Lovers is mostly coming up as the Queen of Pentacles, I believe, because it came up, and then right behind it was the Queen of Pentacles, or the Lovers. Behind the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And then you had the Ace of Swords. And that's what you're hoping to come out of, like manifest and come out of the anxiety. And I feel like I feel like you possibly do have two possibilities where you're like, they're two good contenders. This sounds horrible to say, but one of them is kind of in the lead. And somebody that you've been thinking a lot more about or worrying a lot more about is, I think, the Queen of Pentacles. Let me see something. Of course, this would be like, I don't know if it'd be more like female Scorpio energy. I think this is more like male Scorpio energy, but it could be female. But I don't think so. I'm getting more masculine as far as some of this part of it, especially since you have pure masculine energy sitting right here. Let's see something. They could be the same, but let's see. Because you do have a lot of stuff coming up as like options and stuff. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles. Tell me about the Queen of Cups. Oh. Okay. So, the Queen of Cups is actually who you're with now. If you're with somebody, whatever situation, whatever you're with now, which actually makes sense because you would be the Queen of Cups or the King of Cups, and she's currently the Queen of Cups, so of the suit. But she's the one also, so yes, you've had anxiety about the Queen of Pentacles too. So just, you know, Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, doesn't really matter. It's the energy. Somebody around you is like way super more emotional and focused and really in a lower vibration. Because of these other cards coming up, they're lower vibration. They're very like, could be obsessive, focused, maybe even angry. This queen looks very angry. Grips, like, you know, type thing. The Pentacle or the Queen of Pentacles, she's more kind of loving, nurturing, a little more relaxed. Like she'll still hold, but relaxed, like chill, just more chill. And that might be too, okay, so this is why in the outcome you might literally have the Lovers, because I had it sitting between the two. You have to make a decision. Well, you feel like you have to make a decision. And the Queen of Cups, she's the one coming up as all these cards coming up where it's like the anxiety, the having to decide, the Five of Pentacles, like being left out in the cold, the lack mentality, having to decide, the Two of Pentacles. And the reason why I think this Queen of Pentacles is in the lead, which besides they were coming up under the Lovers, so it seemed like they might be more in the lead. You get what I'm saying. I know that sounds whatever, but is they're coming up as the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Pentacles. You think they can bring you the happiness. You feel like they can turn your life around from what it is now and start to get you back on the path of being independent and built up again. Tell me a little bit more about the Queen of Pentacles. There may be some heartbreak associated with the Queen of Pentacles. I get two more cards on the Queen of Pentacles. That you're not speaking of or addressing. Damn. All right. I'm going to get a little bit more on the Queen of Cups. Yeah. So, I mean, the Queen of Cups, she's either going to get cut away or she's going to cut herself away. There's a literally in the Queen of Swords energy and or boundaries or something, and they're going to like take back their power and walk away or whatever. And maybe you know that. You either know they're going to and they're going to wrap up the cycle, or you're going to. But either way, I think you feel one door closing. So, and I think it's the door, I think it's the situation that you're sitting in. Whether you can't stand it anymore or whether the person around you can't. So maybe that's why too. Maybe that's why that's what's in your environment, where the person is just really unhappy and they're getting ready to go on their own journey. And you're realizing this. So apply this as needed. But there is some type of hurt and heartbreak that is not being spoken of, and it's creating almost like an underlying devil or talked about because of a Queen of Wands. Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. Also could be confidence issues. Why is this not being talked about? Again, Sagittarius. So Queen of Wands, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, and then you have Temperance, Sagittarius, Eight of Pentacles. Trying to maintain balance and work on, I don't know if this is another queen somewhere in this mix. Or if it's just not worth it to talk about it because there's other people. Why is there heartbreak? Well, there's the King of Cups. Why is there heartbreak? Because somebody walked away. Due to whether it's partying, overindulgence, third party situation. Either way, it's whatever. But, so that's that. But there is some underlying energy here that probably does need to be worked on if there is something with this whole Queen of Pentacles. This underlying, because on the top energy, it's great. I mean, it's like, yay. And then on the bottom, it's ugh. So that energy, yeah, I'm about to be worked on. Okay, so I think you have to make a decision. Likely future, who is it gonna be? Who, what? All right, so let's read your oracles real quick and then we'll be done. Let's do something real quick. I'll pull one of these on each. So I don't know if there's actually like multiple ones or if Because there was a Queen of Wands that was coming up, so I don't know if the Queen of Cups is the same as Queen of Wands, or if there's a Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and Queen of Cups. I feel like there's obviously at least two, but who's a renewal? Show me a card corresponding with the Queen of Pentacles. Show me a card corresponding with the Queen of Cups. Facade. Two cards. Yeah, I think the Queen of Cups is who you're with now, which it could be Queen of any of the queens, really. The Queen of Pentacles, though, is coming up as one of the bittersweet ones. So it could be mother energy, too. Kind of throwing me. I'm confused. Why? And that maybe that's why you're like you don't know enough, and that's why you're gonna do your own thing for a little while. What can you tell me about the Queen of Wands? I think you might honestly just come out of this and just work on yourself and growth. There's not anything really looking too promising. Like, even though part of you is really gravitated towards, I think, the Queen of Pentacles, it may not look too promising. Maybe it has to do also with, yeah, it could really help out, but there was also a lot of hurt and like devil energy there, something to work through. And maybe you either don't know if you honestly have enough energy to even address that at the moment. Do you even fully want to? Could there be something nice and new and bright and shiny? Like, which new way are you gonna go? And maybe just like work on yourself, which honestly, that would honestly be the best thing for you, to take time to heal from all of this. I mean, unless you're just not wanting to act excited about it to hurt the people around you, but then you kind of are, to go towards the Queen of Pentacles. So for us, I feel that for a small number, and you might act like there's no beginning, but I get mostly it's going to be that well, you either stay in this situation, which I don't fully get. I think you're going to work on yourself. I think you're going to kind of have a little fun, relax, play the field, get back to remember who you are. What do you really want? No outside influences. And find your own peace and your balance, and heal, and find your own growth, so you can align with somebody with growth, not have somebody make you grow. I hope that's what you do. That's, if you are, that's actually a good way of going about it and thinking. And that might be where the bittersweet with the Queen of Pentacles also comes in, and with your kids. I think it's actually in both of these situations, especially if you have kids. But okay, so that actually makes sense with these two cards over here too, because you might even know that there's a possibility, like even with this opportunity possibly opening up. I don't know. I just feel like for some reason you're being drawn to this Queen of Pentacles. This is where I feel the energy gravitating towards. But I just still kind of get this vibe where it's like, it's just still not right. It's still not time. I don't know if you're, I think part of it is you're not ready. I think part of it is you're not where you want to be. It's not the situation you want it to be. I think you want it to be right in a certain situation. And I think you're also still honestly not totally sure, to be honest. I think you want to get some stuff out of you still and be able to do it in your own way with no guilt. And you probably have a little bit of emotionally growing up a little bit to do. You know, it is what it is. And maybe you can actually be able to do that by being able to focus on yourself. Maybe something stunted your emotional growth in the past, whether it was traumas, you had to grow up too early, like maybe you had to take on, you know, adult-like qualities pretty early in life or something like that. And now you'll actually be able to focus on you and kind of get that out of you, and it'll help you kind of mature to where you need to be. So, all right, yeah, good. Get that. All right. Let's go to your oracle cards, and then we actually will be done. Like this oracle side is more towards whatever situation you're in, and this side is kind of your internal energy, but kind of also where you're wanting to go or what you're being drawn to, also your own personal balance. But some of you are not going to resonate with that, but some people really, I think they can feel like a spiritual pull or a spiritual relation, or they are just pulled. Anyways. So you have the Joker is wild. Again, if any of you are interested in these cards, I'm going to put the links in the, it'll be like a pinned comment, the top comment below in the comments. And then that way you can just click the link and you know it's the right one. So I'll put it up there. So you have the Joker is wild. And then I'm also going to do the proud purity? I don't know. The universe has a sense of humor, but never at your expense. It is laughing with you, not at you. You'll see this for yourself as the Joker weaves her magic in your life, bringing you the grace that is beyond all reason. The necessary ingredient to ensure you win with the hand you have been dealt by life. There's nothing impossible when the Joker appears. Her wild ways can transform a losing streak into a lifelong love affair with Lady Luck. So strap yourself in and prepare for the ride of a lifetime. The Joker has come to you, and the Joker is wild. Unpredictable and brilliant, she brings you a message. You are being empowered to overcome all odds, so you are going to win. No doubts, no dramas, but not necessarily in a way you expect either. She is sending the best possible situation to you even now. It might startle you like a sudden light in the middle of the night, but it will be welcome nonetheless. The Joker is the highest trump, the card to beat all others. No matter how much another may seem to have the upper hand, or how many forces seem to be against you, even if you feel like a lone wolf about to be mauled by a pack of hungry lions, the Joker always wins. She comes out of the blue and changes destiny from darkness to light. She brings the brilliant solution that ends a problem. The way through that is best and brightest. You might even find, too, when getting rid of this energy that you've been around in, that's bringing all this energy and lack, that a lot of the stuff you've been waiting for comes. Whether it's happiness, whether it's love, whether it's a raise you've been wanting, whether it's even like a new job that just makes more money, whatever it is, you will find you'll almost be rewarded for what you just did. It's weird how that works, but it does. I don't know if I said this. She brings us a brilliant solution that ends a problem the way through that is best and brightest. You probably won't see it coming. It will probably be in a way that subverts everything you once believed to be true. But it will be a welcome trick by the universe, a loving joke that opens your heart and helps you realize that this vast and personal universe personally knows and cares for you. So intimately and with such meticulous care. Just don't expect to feel in control of the process. Yeah, that's true. For the Joker is wild and moves according to her own genius, but always blesses you with what will work best beyond compare now and always. And then you have the proud Purette. If you are proud of who you are and everything you have learned in your life, free from shame, guilt, or judgment, what would you choose for yourself today? I guess I'll read this. The choices you make for yourself from a place of feeling good are going to be more loving and helpful from anything from a place of self-judgment. That's kind of exactly what I was saying before. Like, you're going to bring in a better energy for you and possibly your loved ones around you by doing what makes you feel good versus something you feel like you have to do. You've nothing to regret. You've learned a lot, and you are a beautiful, unique being on a wild, divine journey. Be kind to yourself, keep your head up, then it will be easier to keep growing and glowing. Dear wild one, have you felt like you lost your footing, got a bit clumsy, made a mistake? Have you been second guessing your choices? Don't you dare doubt you. Be aware of all you've done and how far you've come. Never be ashamed of who you are or the journey you've taken. If you feel that life is getting you down, or you should have or could have made different decisions in life, the Oracle of the Proud Purette comes to you with reassurance. You are doing a great job. You are meant to have learning experiences. What matters is that you choose to learn, and you do. In your own time, in your own way, and make sense of things, and you grow wiser and stronger as a person. I mean, humans really are the ones that put on right or wrong, and then you have ego, and of course things hurt, and sometimes you have to get out of your own human way to kind of see the lessons or like the spiritual lessons, but not everything is about right or wrong, or light or dark, or black or white, or anything like that. I mean, it's the balance of both. And, you know, sometimes it just is what it is, and it's just lessons to learn. And sometimes you experience something in this lifetime, and sometimes in other lifetimes you experience other lessons. Like, I mostly try to align with, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. Like, even with what people say, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, because my reality may not be your reality. Really, all that matters is that it aligns with you. I mean, hopefully you're not hurting yourself or hurting somebody else in the process, but what matters most is that what you do truly aligns with you. And then energies will flow more properly. But sometimes we do have lessons to learn, and it just is what it is. If the ridicule, judgment, or shaming you are dealing with is not an internal situation, but something you feel is coming from those who would seek to tear you down or make themselves feel better about who they are, a strange but not so rare illogic, then know that the Oracle brings you comfort. You are stronger and wilder and more beautiful and true than any of that mean-spirited fearfulness. You might feel as though the fearful ones are killing your joy, but keep your chin up, because you're going to get through this and leave it behind. Any mud being slung your way is not going to stick. Let it slide off or remain stuck in the hands of those throwing it your way. Keep your sense of inner dignity intact. Never make yourself smaller to placate the fear in another's heart. Take pride in who you are. Be proud to be you, and know that this is a way to respect and honor the creative, loving power of the universe that created you. So I will say this real quick before I go on your last two cards. I'm sorry. I know you guys probably don't like really long readings, but another thing I noticed about a lot of Scorpios is, you know, a lot of times they kind of get crapped on the lessons they bring, because they're kind of harder ones, and a lot of people don't see them, and, you know, Scorpios don't always make it the easiest as well. But a lot of times they see things other people don't, especially people who have very codependent tendencies, especially ones who are like, this is right, you know, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, you should do this, you should do this, you know? And I'm not saying that all things, like, obviously everybody's different in any sign, but like I said, sometimes it makes it hard because sometimes Scorpios do go a little overboard with it. But either way, they definitely go and have a lot of purpose in this lifetime to show people a different way, or to question their things of, is it right, is it wrong, to show them their own shadow sides. And not all Scorpios really even know that they're even doing that. And it can honestly be kind of confusing for them. But you may very well be actually, just as a thought to think about, more in sync with your intuition and your line and your hearing, whether from your higher self or your ancestors or your past loved ones or whatever. God, I don't know, like, you might actually be more in sync with what you're supposed to be doing, and others not understand and crap on you for that, which could be loved ones, could be kids, could be whatever. Whether it just be this is your journey and they don't understand. I mean, we all come into this world alone and we leave this world alone. We all have our own journeys, and sometimes we walk them beside people and sometimes we stray apart. But it's still our own individual journeys, and people don't always understand what our individual journey is supposed to look like and what our individual lessons are supposed to look like, or, for instance, what lessons you're supposed to bring them. And that's sort of the bittersweet part of it. And a lot of times I have found that Scorpios are one of the bringers in a lot of people's lives of lessons and of wake-ups. So usually they do a pretty good job of it, but try not to let that really affect you and in your decisions and in what you feel. And if you make the wrong decision, it's fine. Just correct it and go along what aligns with you now. It's not a big deal, but just don't let it weigh you down so much, or be like, oh, I am bad, I am that piece of shit. Because I think a lot of Scorpios already tend to go that way anyways. It sometimes can be part of their shadow side, where they think they're not good enough. They think they're a bad person. They think they're not deserving. They think they're whatever. And a lot of times that usually goes along with when they don't realize what their actual spiritual purpose is when being on the earth, like their way of healing. And when a Scorpio is not really aware of what they're doing, maybe they are, I don't know, but they usually do that through chaos, pain, whatever. And that's the way of healing, through that and transformation. And then as they kind of awaken and evolve, they could still do it that way, but they usually do it through a different way at that point. So don't look at things as right or wrong, or if you're good or bad or deserving or not. Like, just think about the fact, and part of you might be like, yeah, I know, but there is another part of you, I think, inside that probably is like, I'm bad, I'm not deserving, I'm not good enough, like, everyone's always told me that, like, look what they say, look what I do, look what I cause some people around me, whatever. No, like, for one, get in tune with your purpose and why your energy is what it is when you came here, okay? For two, know that it takes an energy like that to wake people up. And if they can't see the gratitude in that, don't let it affect you. Like, you be higher and know. But just don't let their thoughts affect you. As long as you feel in alignment with what you're doing, and again, it could still be wrong, and then it's okay, and you realize it, and you're like, oh crap, and you adjust because it was your lesson. Like, Scorpios have lessons too, So just go in your alignment, and not whether people are jump on you or, you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to break it down. You're probably like, yeah, shut the hell up. So you get what I'm saying. Don't look at this as like you're bad. Oh, it's another notch on the belt where it reaffirms why you're not a good person, or why you don't deserve certain things, or whatever. When in all actuality, you could be exactly where you're supposed to be and have done exactly what you're supposed to do. So Your last two cards is you have the Pendragon, male, pure male energy. I mean, besides Aries, I don't know what more represents for Scorpio, because you're both ruled by Mars. I mean, you just have Mars and Pluto. And then you have the Pellinor and the Lady, Bittersweet Farewell. So, Pendragon, I'll hold it in a second. I really love this deck too. Sorry, I have to turn it for the glare. The card signifies pure, sheer masculine energy, and as such, it suggests issues and conditioning to do with masculine roles in your life. Maleness is somehow significant in your life when this card makes its appearance. The Pendragon also comes up when men are facing fatherhood and responsibility for the first time or the seventh, meaning fatherhood period. It is, for women, a revealing card about their attitudes towards masculinity as defined by our current culture, which is very much involved in the radical process of revolution. This card often comes up when we lack or seek a strong male role model in our life. So if for some of you who are, I mean, this is a balancing of male and female too, but for some of you who are males, because I am getting a lot of masculine energy, a lot of what I'm getting from this is that you're going to be coming into your own maleness. And I know this sounds like a really dull thing to say, but you're going to be finding who you are as a male. And I think this is why I said also that thing of like emotionally growing up from like the Knight of Cups and maybe evolving into your King of Cups. And I think when you do that, when you evolve into your King of Cups, and this might actually be why it would benefit you and you should just spend time doing your own thing, is to figure it out and figure out who you are, where do you sit, what do you want, what's important to you, what's not, why is it? I mean, it could be literally you come back to doing exactly what you've been told, but it's because you're aligned with it and you believe in it. And that's why you should be. Or you could come to a middle ground of it or something completely different. But you're going to come to what you come to because it's you. And it's what you want, and it's what's best for you, and it's what's aligned with you. And, you know, there is a lot of father. Some of you might, you know, whether if your dads are around, you know, talk to your fathers or a fatherly energy, or maybe even like if it's a boss or a friend, or you can possibly even, you know, Scorpios are very intuitive. Maybe you can tap into that if, you know, somebody has passed or whatever. But either way, I think you're going to be finding your place as the male you want to be. Because I just kind of get this vibe of, you know, you were one thing and then you popped into this role, it seems, and this didn't fit you. So it's like, well, who am I then? You know, where do I fit in this world as a male? Father too, but let's not even go there because we're humans at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we might play the role sometimes as a father or as a husband or as a boyfriend, as a friend, whatever, but we are humans. We are spirits in a human body walking our own journey above everything else. So That's all you need to figure out first and foremost, and everything will ripple beyond that. You don't want to figure out who you are as a role. You want to figure out who you are. And like I said, who you are as a father will then fit into place. Who you are as a husband or a boyfriend will then fit into place. But when you try to identify with the role and not who you are, that is when crap crumbles. Because it's not real. And I think that this is what I'm getting from this card, though, is this. This is deep. Like, honestly, I can keep going and going. It's so funny because there's so many green things. Like, everything's green. And then I just see it, like, so it makes draw my attention. And it's funny because these are both about the heart chakra. And I said about emotion. Like, you might literally have some type of, like, heart chakra opening or heart expansive type of thing. And, like, literally kind of grow. Like, I don't want to say grow up. Like, it sounds so demeaning. But I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, we all emotionally mature. Emotionally mature. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I just get, like, when I look at this dragon, like, he's just, I mean, he's so big and powerful, but he looks kind of confused and not confident and lost. And, like, see how you have, like, the full moon. Might even go through a dark night of the soul, but at the very least in your shadow side, you're going to have to explore some of your shadow side. I really hope you choose to be by yourself for a little while. I mean, I guess if you have to, like, even just, like, play the field or be single, play in the field, that whatever. But for the most part, don't go into anything that stops you from your own healing, your own growth, whatever you want, and like, doesn't limit you or hold you down. And at least for a little period where you can heal and do your thing to figure out who you are. Because I feel like something honestly stopped you early, where you stopped being able to figure out who you are, and you had to figure out how to play a role. And this is kind of the break you're being given, either taking yourself, or being given, like the blessing in disguise. And it's your time to learn who you are. If you are playing the field, you may want to wrap it up, so that you don't have other obligations popping up left and right that hinder this journey. But whatever. But you're going to be going through an emotionally maturing part, and you're going to find your place in the world. And this could be for a female too. It could be you finding this because of a male energy coming in, or it could be just you finding your own masculine energy and balancing it out, or just literally you finding out who you are, as a woman, whatever. I'm going to leave that alone. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just see when I look at this, like, I don't know. It brings out a nurturing side of me, so I just want to be like, oh. But, yeah, whatever. You're going to be emotionally maturing and learning who you are, basically. And you're going to grow into the man that you were meant to grow to become. And don't feel bad about that. Just do it. So you have Pellinor and the Lady, Bittersweet Farewell. Did I hold that up? So this is the Lady one. So this is where you have your masculine and your feminine. So you said you might actually have like a divine masculine and a divine feminine going on. Soulmate, twin flame, whatever you want to put on it. Or this is literally just your internal union. But anyways, in this, it didn't make sense to me at first, but it does now as to why they would go apart. But these lovers, and you also have the lover card in your likely outcome on this, and based on the other cards that support it, this Pellinor and the Lady card, I feel, is representative of the Queen of Pentacles. And, you know, there's that hurt energy underneath, and why it actually wouldn't come together right now. And they're probably doing work too, but you have the Scorpio, both actually have work to do, and that's why. These lovers who can shape at will are now separating, for they have tasks to complete that cannot include the other. Some parts of these tasks are in fact karmic. He is a knight. Yeah, exactly like the knight. Here you are as the knight. He is a knight and must continue on his journeys. Yep. While she is a priestess and must return to her circle. These two beings will be brought together again, but whether it is in this lifetime or beyond, it is not clear to either of them right now. They must believe in their love and focus on the task before them, because they have a role to play in life that requires a distinctive part of them for now. So say farewell and remember, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Oh, crap, I read the wrong one. Hold on. I mean, it's the right one, but it's a different paragraph. This is the card of lovers finding it difficult to be separated even for a moment. The card of friends who find that leaving each other's company means a lonesome time, and the card of fellow travelers of life's journey needing to go their separate ways for a time. It is bittersweet. So we had bittersweet before under the Queen of Pentacles. It is bittersweet. The reason the separation feels hard is because there is so much love. A note on love and lovers, and it is so longed for, dreamt of, and despaired of too. This card can also signify that two lovers will be reunited. It could also mean that there is a part of your own soul that feels as though it is missing at present, and that the longing you feel for a particular kind of relationship is simply a longing for that part of you that is recognized in the mirror of their eyes. It may be time to find that soul self and nurture it by seeing and finding and feeding it with your own self rather than relying on another to bring it to life, which is what I was saying. While the beings in this card are so very much in love, so very much a part of each other, and so very much meant to be together, for a time they cannot be in the kind of relationship they both long for. They are saying goodbye, and it is a sweet and painful parting that neither wish for. This card always indicates that there is a separation of sorts taking place, and even so, there is great hope. So, and then you have, I think most of it, like I said, this very much does have a lot of signification. I mean, so not everybody's going to do this. It's only going to be part of it. But some parts of it really have a spiritual relationship here. And whether it's the person you're with, or I really feel it's the Queen of Pentacles. It doesn't matter. Either way. It's like there's another part of the journey that needs to be had. And a lot of times when you have spiritual relationships, there are lessons in certain things that they cannot be learned together. For one, they can't teach each other the lessons, the karmic lessons they need. And for two, sometimes those type of bonds are like so intense that they just like, they stick you. You know what I mean? Like you just get stuck and you can't learn and grow. So whether it's the one you're with or the other one, it doesn't really matter. But there is somebody, I feel, somebody or something or both that Scorpios are really longing for. It'd be interesting to pull on the Queen of Pentacles actually, but you have sacred silence. So there is going to be like a silence. You have time, love each other. That's lovers. Healing. So you'll be healing during it and learning and all of that. Let me just see something. What's for lovers? But this honestly seems like definitely a divine feminine and divine masculine. And, you know, she's got some stuff she has to learn. She's already in her circle, though, so she's got to just continue growing and going up and doing her thing. She's already doing it. He is not farther behind, but there's an emotional growth. There's a heart expansion that's going to be coming, especially if you're a male Scorpio. There is a heart opening and an emotional maturation. But he's got to go find his way to go become like the Emperor. He's got to level up. So does she, but she's a little bit more on the spiritual journey. So I don't know if you're a male, if you're aware of the spiritual journey, but show me how does the Queen of Pentacles feel about all this? Typical divine feminine. You have the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Wands reverse. Like, they've given up. So the feminines, just so you know, the feminines have more healing to do too. It was too much on them, and they gave up mentally to go find something better. And then during this break, they're actually going to have more healing to do. So you're both going to be healing, okay? And if you're a masculine watching this, then know that this is part of the process, and, you know, have faith and know that, you know, they're healing too, and just as much as your perspective is going to be changed, so is theirs. And they'll be coming into their power just like you are coming into yours as the Emperor. They have the Empress coming up here. It's just part of the journey. I'm not going to keep going into it, but it kind of does confirm to me that the Queen of Pentacles is the divine counterpart. She's the divine feminine in this. That's what I was saying. I felt the energy being pulled to the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so anything else? Is that it? It's probably long enough. I guess I'll pull an animal card of advice for you, and then I'll be done. I know I keep saying that. I'm sorry. I just feel like there's something else. But I love you guys. I hope you guys are doing well with all this. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, put out different types of videos. If you're interested in donations or services, all of it's in the description box below. If you're interested in any of the decks I use, I will put the links pinned as the top comment in the comment section below. Keep your head up. Keep going. Show me card of advice for Scorpio for August 2019. Advice for Scorpio. You have a lot of green coming up. You guys really are going to go And it's, I think it's like, I mean, I wore it in the Aries too, but it's just like green is everywhere. And it's funny because in the masculine as you, there's green. In this dragon masculine energy, green. And these, green. But so you definitely are going to go through like a clearing. And there's going to be a timeout for it. Like exactly here at the bottom of the deck, you have the brown bear spirit, take time out. Underneath that, it says Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. So just know during this, if you have any fears or whatever, like you are going to be taken care of during this process. So you are going to go probably in a little bit more of a hermit energy at first. It's almost like it goes this way. Like you're going to be more within, stay within yourself, your own energies. And you're just going to see some things, and there's going to be things that increase your confidence, like know your worth. Wombat spirit, be at home. And then you have skunk spirit, know your worth. Because I feel like something about this relationship that you've been in, relationship, job, situation, it's like made you question your worth. Dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion. And then you have frog spirit, clear out the clutter. These are your advice cards. So, and this probably might be your time too of being on your own. You're going to realize some things as you have time to be single about it and stuff and do it without guilt or restrictions. This is where your perception of it's going to change and the emotional maturity is going to come and just certain things you realize. But you'll be able to be at home within yourself. Your worth is going to grow again. You might even have to go back to honestly some of your old habits, your old ways, your old self. Maybe even, I don't know, maybe not, I don't know, but, and something about it is going to switch. Like the dragonfly is one of the only insects like that can change, and when it flies, it can go in any direction it wants to. But you're going to have some type of change, metamorphosis, awakening, or whatever, to where you're going to come out of whatever perception or illusion, you had before. And there's like a cleansing. Like frog spirit is very much a water energy. So there's your water energy. But it's very much a cleansing, like clear out the clutter. So not only internally are you going to clear stuff out, I believe really heart-wise you're going to clear. So there's some old wounds and stuff you're going to be clearing out, whether you're male or female probably. And it's probably because you're going to feel safe. Like right now in this situation, I don't think you felt like yourself or safe, and you've just been in high defense mode. So once you clear this out and you get kind of in a safe zone, you're going to be able to work on it, get your confidence back up, and then something's going to happen, whether you have an awakening or whatever, and it's going to change your perception and change your energy. Like I get a lotus flower opening, and then you're going to have a type of cleansing. And I think it's going to be internal, but also you're going to clear clutter out of your life. Like you're going to know what's important to you and what's not. You're going to know what direction to go and what not, what you want and what you don't. And that's why you're going to be given this time out, is to figure this out. What's going to cause the shift? Yeah, you're going to have some type of awakening, realization, or download. And you're going to clear out energy, old patterns, all that stuff. You're basically going to start that whole process. So just know that all this going, and it's exactly like I said earlier, something that may have seemed like a mistake, or that wasn't meant to be, or the wrong choice, whatever that caused this to either end, or whatever decision you made, or no matter how many people are coming at you or saying this or that, don't let their own fears or codependencies throw you off, because it seems to me that you're exactly where you need to be. Even if you're not proud of all your decisions, even if you second guess them, even if you say, like, I'd rather have this and this, like, you're going to come to a point where you're either right where you need to be, or sometimes the males don't realize as much on it, but I think you're going to come to realize where you realize you've played the part right all along, and you ended up being exactly where you needed to be. And if it had went the way you wanted it to be, or the way you could have actually put it together, it wouldn't have actually came out as well, like as mysteriously or spiritually beautiful or whatever. So I don't know. Either way, go with the flow on this. This is a very spiritual reading. For some people, it's not going to be, but for some people, it really is. This is a high divine feminine and divine masculine energy. The ones who aren't, just ignore it, and the rest of the energy will fit. So I love you guys. I hope this really helps. Keep your head up. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.